What's going on YouTube? It's Jason again with JJ Drones, and today we're going to do the unthinkable. That's right, we're back with the Avata 2 and we're going to do manual mode. Let's get in the video. So I want to start off by saying a huge thanks to Ready Set Drones for putting out the video on how to do this. Otherwise I would have had absolutely zero idea. And one thing he does say in his video, that DJI does not supply the basically the bit or the screwdriver in order to change how the tension is on the sticks. But I did get this Allen wrench with my regular controller, so we're going to try it and see if that works. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to get into the goggles, and we're going to change the goggles so that we're in manual mode. Okay guys, now that we're in the goggles, now we have to go into our settings menu, and this is going to turn on manual mode in the goggles. And you do have to have the Avata connected, so just know that. We're going to go to control, and then we're going to go to remote controller, and then the first thing we need to do is go to gain and expo, go all the way down here to M mode altitude limit, and we're going to shut that off. Now confirm. Now if you're going to go back and you're going to be using just the motion controller, you're going to have to go back and turn all these things back on. But now we're going to go back up here to button customization, and then we're going to come down here to custom mode, and we're going to turn this to manual mode, and then we're going to confirm. And this is going to actually tell you on the screen, it says flying mastery required before switching to M mode. Tighten the screw behind the throttle stick to keep it from recentering automatically. Avoid swerving at high speed, which may cause attitude error. So you confirm that. Now go back, now you can see down in the lower left hand corner of the screen it says normal. Now we're going to switch it from normal, and now it says sport, and then normal, and now we're in manual mode. We now have the ability to go into manual mode using this controller. Now, we've got it done on the goggles. Now we have to adjust the sticks. Okay guys, so you have to adjust this one. This is going to be your throttle, and you see how it does that little spring? We need to get that springiness out of this throttle, because when you're flying manual mode, you don't want this to be completely just able to go back into the center, because that center is going to put it at half throttle. So you want it all the way down at the bottom. So I've already taken the liberty of opening this up. On this side there's an F1 and an F2, and apparently what you have to do is you have to tighten this down in order to get the stick to move or to loosen up. And I know that's counterintuitive, but that is what I was told. Now this is the Allen wrench that came with the controller, so I'm assuming that that's what this is for. In Ready Set Drones video, he said that it didn't come with an Allen wrench to do this, so maybe it's only because he got his beforehand and it wasn't available at the time. So we're going to try this. Yeah, that fits perfectly. So we're going to tighten this down, and it's all going to be trial and error. But once I get this set the way that I want it, I'm not going to be changing it. I'll just use the motion controller if I want to continue to fly as a beginner would use it, let's say. You see how that is loosened up now? I'm going to do just a little bit more. Alright, so now we got this down at the bottom. Now let's go back let's get a little bit of tension in there so that it's not, you don't want it just flopping around either. We do want a little bit of tension on that. So that's what the F1 is for. And we're gonna get in here. Yeah, this, he said that they didn't provide a wrench for it, but as you can see, the Allen wrench that came with the controller is working just fine. So let's tighten down this F1. And we did have to tighten down F2 quite a bit. We do have a little bit of tension. Now you still want to have that spring to the left and to the right, but this is just for your up and down. But that's staying down there. So this remote is ready to go as far as flying in manual. Now we're just going to put this cover back over it. Now this cover was not that difficult. It's just a little rubber piece. And I just used a knife, and he suggested not to use a knife because he didn't want to scratch it, but there is an arrow here that shows you exactly where to put the blade if you are going to use a knife or a screwdriver or anything like that. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. Now let's just get this all put back into place, and then we'll go outside and we'll try our first time in manual mode. So stay with me. Okay guys, well, we're out here at the Travel Centers of America in Livingston, California, and we have been here before. In fact, back when I had the Holy Stone, that was basically where I was learning how to fly that. And we've got from here all the way down there, and there's basically just this fenced in section here that we're gonna use to try and fly this in manual mode. Now, I'm not really sure how far we're gonna get with it, but the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna try flying at line of sight. I've got the goggles on just because you have to have the goggles on in order to, well, you have to turn the goggles on in order to fly it. But we're gonna try line of sight first and try and get our bearings with that. And then we're going to hopefully, after getting some trial and error done in that portion of the flying part, then maybe we can turn the goggles on and fly it the way that it's intended to fly. So let's get the landing pad out because there's a lot of grass and we don't need to be cutting any grass with the drone. Now I'm putting the drone far enough away from the camera so that if it does end up going in a direction we don't want it to go, it's not going to hurt any of the equipment. And there are a bunch of trucks over here, so we're gonna stay away from there. So let's just fly it at an angle going that direction. How about that? So we're going to turn on the drone and turn on the goggles, and then we're gonna turn on the controller. So, and we've got the drone out there. And then we've got our newly working, or not working, FPV controller. So to arm the propellers, you do it the same way, okay? But now this is just gonna be your throttle. And like I said, we're gonna just go nice and easy. Okay, so first of all, we're not in manual mode. Hang on, guys. I gotta look into the goggles again. No, we're in normal mode. All right. Sport mode. Okay, now we're in manual mode. Use the controller stick to move the cursor to the green line. All right, so you actually have to, okay. We're in manual mode. All right, guys, hang on. Now, the one thing that I was not sure of was, well, I didn't know, is that you had to set it up in the goggles. And as you can see, we did cut some grass with that. And that was not what I wanted it to do. What I wanted to do is I wanted to take off in manual mode. And I guess what we're gonna have to do is look in the goggles before we take off. Let's try this again. Now, I wanted to do it line of sight to start off with, but we may not be able to do that. So let's see what happens now. All right. So we are in manual mode. Looks like we're gonna have to take off in normal mode. This is gonna take some time, guys. We'll start recording. Okay? So now, there's take two. Settings, control, turtle mode. All right, guys, so we're able to fly the drone. The drone flies just perfectly. It's just that I am not good at this. So let's try this again. And where I get messed up, okay, I don't want it looking at me. As much as I love my drone, I don't want it looking at me. Okay? Now when I try and flip it from normal to sport, or normal to manual, let's go here, there's sport. Okay, see where it says switch to manual mode? It wants you to okay. There we go. All right. Nice and easy. Okay, so it's kind of like flying an airplane. Oh, impact detected. All right. Well, that's the longest that we've flown that, guys. Let's see if we can get into turtle mode and turn it back up. Okay. Let's see here. Control, turtle mode. Okay. There. We're back up again. Let's use normal mode to fly it back to us. All right, so we've got 47% on this battery. We're not gonna fly too far away because as you can tell, we need a lot more practice before we go that far. Okay, so we switched it to normal mode. Once it starts getting out of hand, guys, the best thing that you can do is switch it back to normal mode and then try it again. We got 40% left on this battery. We're gonna give it a few more tries. I am not one to give up very easily, okay? All right. We're gonna do this higher up in the air. Now we're getting it. Low battery, return to home promptly. Okay, we're gonna switch this back to normal mode right now. All right, guys, what do you think? Should we try one more battery? Sure, why not? All right, guys, well, I was going to go clean this off first before we flew it again, but I didn't see the point because right now we're still trying and we're still making mistakes and I don't want to crash it and then have to clean it all back up again. So we're gonna try this again. Got the screen recording on. I think the best thing that we could have done was change it from normal mode or from manual mode back to normal mode when we were making mistakes. So we're going to try this again. The drone is in normal mode. Okay. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is change it from normal to manual. Okay. Now you have to use both sticks to get it to cooperate with you. Your left is your throttle, so we're going to bring this down because we don't need the throttle all the way up like that. All right. We're in normal mode. And luckily there's a bunch of grass here. Okay, we're gonna start it in normal mode from that point right there. So right there is basically where you want the sticks. And we didn't start recording. So we're back over ourselves. Okay, put it in manual. Okay. Let's just keep the stick right there for now. We're not going to mess with the speed right now. We're just going to mess with flying. Okay. Settings, control, turtle mode. Now someone told me to just go out there and do it, because there's no better way of practicing than just flying the drone, right? And I am 100% fine with that. And it's gonna take me a while to get this down. But I think once I do get it down, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So again, all right, so you do have to use both sticks, especially if you're going to be wanting to do turns. But if you want to just do up and down, you'd be fine just like this. Now let's try and do a turn. I think we're better off up in the air, so if we make a mistake, we have more time to recover. Oops. I am shaking like a leaf right now, guys. All right. Just slow movements. There we go. There we go. Now I am controlling this myself. This is all in manual mode. Let's give it a little bit more throttle. We're at 27 miles per hour, guys. So it's no slouch when it comes to speed. This will go 60 miles an hour at full speed. There we go. Get the right pitch. Got like 8 minutes of flight time left. Looky there, guys. I'm flying it in manual mode. Do I dare do a flip? If I'm gonna do it, now would be the time to do it. Doggone it. All right. All right, we're in normal mode. Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna let us take off there. So now we're gonna have to go find it. Well guys, I guess that's going to be the end of our manual practice today. I guess it doesn't have to be. I could go change out the propellers, but we've got 2 broken propellers now, and I learned a lot, okay? So number 1, what I learned is that manual mode is no joke. The guys that do manual mode on these drones are highly skilled, and they know exactly what they're doing. So don't think that anybody can just go out there and fly manual. I didn't think it was a thing. I've used the simulator, and I really thought that maybe I was ready. Definitely not. But that part doesn't matter. You just go out there, have fun, and learn how to do this. Number 2, this drone is extremely, extremely tough, because after I did that flip, that drone fell right out of the sky. Number 3, trying to find it after it crashes, not easy, okay? In fact, that's probably why these 2 props broke, actually, is because I was trying to start the motor and get it to take off, and every time that it did that, it was trying to break loose from the grass, and that was not good on the propeller. So we need to change the propellers. We need to clean up the drone. It's filthy, but hopefully you guys got something out of it, and if not, you got a good chance to laugh at me. So if you do appreciate the fact that I show you my failures as well as my successes, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I upload one of my manual practices to YouTube. Maybe after I order some new propellers. Because I'm only going to have one propeller left. So DJI, please help me out. Send me some more propellers. Well, I'm going to have to order them. But I appreciate all of you for coming along for this ride with me, and we'll see you later on down the road. Bye, guys. Fly it in manual mode, they said. It would be fun, they said. Huh. Seems like a lot of cleaning. I can't believe I broke these propellers.